Hello and welcome here to round 7 of the Rei Sportscar Championship here at Interlagos, Sao Paulo. This is the penultimate round and the starting grid is based off the reverse positions of the championship standings. So let's go through that now. On pole position we've got the Bahamas driver of Noki. Then in second place we have Cyberstrike, followed in third and fourth by the Irish drivers of Alex Sinclair and Ulanga. In fifth place we have Charlie Fraser. In sixth we've got Samios, with seventh being Mr. Mako. And then we've got our tied championship rivals. We've got Brothers V in 8th and Sigres and Nico in 9th. We'll check out all of these liveries later on. And then just starting at the back of the grid after his own decision is Pix Tekka. But let's get on here with this 42 lap race. So all drivers must use the medium compounds, however the soft and mediums are both available to use throughout the race. There is a mandatory pit stop and fuel is a big factor here today. So we get going here, going into turn 1, which has a whole range of different lines going through. We'll see if Cyberstrike here in second can make any particular move, but no, it seems like Noki is holding on pretty well for now. And we've got Alex and Ulanga just behind. Oh, Noki's very loose, and that might give an opportunity to sue Cyberstrike. Meanwhile, we saw that now Ulanga is going to round the outside of Alex Sinclair here after he made a mistake at turn 2. Further up front for the lead. No move just yet. And then further back, we've got Sigres and Nico getting from the inside of Brothers V. That is crucial, and Alex Sinclair has spun Alex Sinclair, who's started third. Let's catch a Wolf Koa replay. He had fallen down the fourth, and then has he just run too wide on the curb? Yes, so he did a very similar mistake to the car ahead. Ulanga was further over the curb. Alex was pretty much bottomed out, and he drops down to 10th position. Back up front, and there's a nice lead building up for our leader. And then further back, it's Cyberstrike and Ulanga. Charlie, Mako and Sig just behind. And then just going to the hairpin, we've got Charlie Fraser on the inside of Cyber, and there's incredibly slight contact, and that sent Cyberstrike around. He falls down now behind Pix Tekka, but he does stay ahead of Alex Sinclair for now. But let's just go back with our leader. He's very loose through that final turn. I think that might be John Cat. Charlie in that incident has now moved up to second, and now Mako has actually benefited quite a lot from this opening lap. He's gone, I think, from 7th to 4th. Mako won both races at Suzuka last time out, and he'll be looking to do another great performance here. Oh, there's contact into turn 1. Noki's holding on to the lead, and they've run very wide through turn 1, and now Sigres and Nico gets a great run through turn 2 and sweeps on the outside of Mako there through turn 3. Samios has also fallen down to 6th. So yeah, we saw there that Mako ran a little bit too wide at turn 1, compromised his run through turn 2, and that gave the opportunity to Sig. Meanwhile, in second and third, Charlie and Ulanga almost went side by side there through the middle sector, and more contact, and Charlie's being spun around. He holds on for now, but Sig has benefited and is now going to attempt to go around the outside. Well, he'd almost got into third place there, but he couldn't hold on to it. And now more contact on Mako. Mako hits the back of Sig, gets caught out, drops now behind Samios with Brothers just behind, but back up in second. We've got Charlie trying to defend. Sig has now got past Ulanga again. Oh, and I think Noki's had a really poor run of that final corner, and this could be the lead change. The first lead change of this race, as Charlie goes on the inside into turn 1. Great shot here as we go down the main straight. So we've got Sig and Ulanga side by side as well, and they go through the turn 1. They're still side by side. This is great racing, but Charlie holds on. Sig goes around the outside of Noki as he gets a bit loose. Just go on board with the Bahamas driver, and he's fallen from 1st to 4th there. He ran wide through turn 1 and then lost the momentum into turn 2, but he's looking for an opportunity. as we go through, and oh, he's brake too late, he's on the grass and he loses control, falls down there behind Sammy and Brothers, falls down actually to 9th place behind Cyberstrike, who was caught out earlier with an incident. Alex Sinclair, he's much further back, so maybe he's made another error, that or he's saving a lot of fuel, but it's now close between our race leaders. It's also pretty close to 3rd and 4th. We see that Bradders is on the inside of Mako for 4th. But Mako's gonna hold on the inside. Bradders on the outside. Mako's now on the outside as we... This is definitely Junko. Mako around the outside, carries a momentum and a great move around the outside to keep that 4th place after all of that. Back up front, and we've got Sig, who has the highest potential ballast. He's got 5% less power and 5% less weight. Although Charlie has a slight bit of ballast as well, but doesn't seem like he's going to be able to make a move into turn 1. Or he goes around the outside. No, Charlie can hold him off. But Sig will get a better run through turn 2 though. Meanwhile, Sammy's now in 5th place at a Bradders. And Cyber has moved up to 7th, so Great Stuff further back. We'll catch some of that soon. Sig on the inside for the race lead. Good clean move, and one of the drivers tied on points for the championship lead is now leading this race on lap 4. Let's just catch a replay of what's happened further back, where we can see that Sammy stormed through very early on in that straight, and then if we go further back, Cyberstrike makes a great move on the inside of Pixtecker through turn 1. He'll be very proud of that move. But back towards the more recent footage, see they're going single file here through Sector 2 for now. Noki's looking quite aggressive though behind Cyber, but not close enough. Then it's the likes of Sammy and Brothers who are now looking side by side. Sammy's got a slightly new livery here today. It's the same pattern, but it's with a blue and white colour scheme. Mako on the inside of Yulanga, is that going to work? No, there's contact, and that slowed them both down, and it slowed down Samuels, and look who's benefited, it's Brother V there from 6th place, goes around the outside, might even go up to 3rd. We'll just catch a replay of that from 5th place Samuels, so it was a half-hide move, slightly on the grass and the curb. Sammy has nowhere to go, and Brothers was able to go around the outside. Now, something that I haven't really spoke about much is the tyre compounds. You can see that Samuels here in 6th is on the mediums. Yulang is also on the mediums, and so is Mako, but Brothers V here in 4th is actually on the soft tyres. Now, he will have to use the medium compound later, but maybe he just wants to push on these early laps. We shall see. His lap times haven't been too great, although I think he has been saving some fuel. He does have more fuel than his rivals so far. Further back, we've got Pick sweeping around the outside of Cyberstrike there at turn 4. Noki's still pretty close, and then Alex Sinclair is a little bit closer now. Then we've got this little train of 4. And then up front on soft tyres is Sig Rezonico, and he has built a large gap. He's doing lap times over 2 seconds faster than other drivers. Charlie is on the mediums, but he might be able to use softs later on today. Alex and Claire have just got past Noki, unless Noki can get the move into the final proper turn. No, Alex moves up into 9th. He's on mediums. And once again, Brothers V's getting overtaken there. Out of that turn, out of that final turn. That could be because of fuel saving. That was very early on in the straight though, not too close for turn 1, and oh, Pix Tekka from 7th has spun out. Or was there contact with Cyberstrike? We shall see. Oh no, Pix has just run wide at turn 1, got on the grass, he's got dirty tyres. Oh no, there was contact. Well, I did not expect that. So really unfortunate there for Pix Tekka. He did have dirty tyres, but it wasn't that which was the cause of the incident. And then here, just in 7th and 8th, is Cyber and Alex. But Alex not getting by just yet, but very, very, very wide for Cyberstrike. Alex will really close in here, and now that's the second apex they've missed in a row. Just in the battle for 4th, we've got Yulander and Brothers V still pretty close. This time it's Brothers V going behind onto this long straight. And actually, Brothers V they're dropping off a bit, and it's Sammy who's now closing in. Can Sammy make the move into turn 1? No, he thinks better of it. So we've got 27 being set there by Brothers, Sammy and Yulander. Further back in Cyberstrike's run wide at turn 1. He will definitely have dirty tyres this time. He run wide at turn 2 and Alex Sinclair should have an easy move, but he gets a little bit blocked on the outside, but he now moves to the inside. Oh, side-by-side contact. Will Cyber have the advantage into turn 4? Alex will have to brake late, but no, Alex plays it very safe. And cannot accelerate enough out of turn 5. Back into the 4-car train. Mako's unable to pull ahead, and actually they are closing on Charlie though. I think Charlie's made a mistake this lap. Let's just really quickly catch out the replay. Oh yeah, he's got on the AstroTurf into that turn, and that has really made this now a 5-car battle. Charlie, Mako, Yulander, Bradley and Samios. Ooh, very loose, and Mako will have the better traction. Let's go on board with the Hungarian driver who won at Suzuka. Charlie defending pretty much as much as he can. Mako will have to go around the outside. We've got Samios in 6th, and he's in the pits. Mako can't make the move stick. Will he get a better run through turn 2? I think he has, you know. Cyberstrike, who was fighting with Alex, is also pitted there. They're getting rid of the mediums very early, and they will probably go on for softs. Going into turn 4, yet again a defensive move from Charlie Fraser. Oh, that was almost contact with Yulander there. Yulander very close now after a little bit of a concertina effect with Charlie and Mako, but no move possible. Meanwhile, Brothers V has just slowed down slightly, but he has 3/4 of a tank remaining. Yulander and Mako are almost at half a tank, and they're side by side, and this is slowing them both up as Charlie Fraser will now pull away after his mistake on lap 7. Yulander to the inside, is that going to work? No, he has to back out of it, and Brothers V there, who was quite far behind, is now right on the rear of the Pennzoil Nissan. Just quickly going to check it with the back of the pack. So in 7th, running slightly wide and spinning. This always seems to happen. I'll go to him as soon as he spins. That will actually allow Noki to re-overtake him. And then it's Sammy on soft tyres. He's now in 8th. And then Cyberstrike's also on soft tyres. So they're probably doing a 2-stop race. Now this could be crucial for the end of the race because of Samios pitting before Yulander, Mako and Brothers V. We might be able to undercut these drivers. Yulang going to the inside again, and yet again not pulling off. Maybe he was trying to pull a dummy move. And as these cars fight and go to the inside, go side by side and make mistakes, this is fantastic for our race leader Sig Nico. He's been on softs, he's got through that field quickly, has now pulled out a very large lead already. And this is exceptionally bad for the other championship contender, Brother V. He's also on the same tyres as Sig, but is stuck here, not really attempting to pass, and now they're going side by side, and once again that's not worked for Ulanger. Seen a few attempts on the inside, and that's going to mean that he will now struggle to overtake Mako into turn 1. I'm actually just curious what the tyre wear between our race leader Sig Nico and 5th place Brothers V, as they are both on the same tyre. We can just see it at the bottom left, and actually Brothers V tyres are maybe very slightly better, especially his rear compound. However, Sig is in the NSX, which is a mid-engine car. Down to the battle for 3rd. Oh, Mako's gone straight off. We'll go on board with him, and I think Yulanger's now going to be on the inside as we go into turn 6. No, Yulanger's on the outside now. He didn't fully make the move. And they're going side by side now for 3 corners. Make that 4 corners. Brothers V in behind, and yeah, that's Brothers V's certainly going to be frustrated here, held up behind these two. But it was a great move from Ulanger there, coming through turn 4 after Mako made that small error. If we just compare the lap time, so they're doing 27s and 28s, and our championship, our race leader was doing 24s and 25s. Further back, we've got slight battle for 7th and 8th. We've got Noki setting pretty good lap times of 28s on mediums, and this is definitely going to hold Sammy up, who is yet to find a place to overtake. So good stuff here from the Bahamas driver. Further ahead, Mako is now seemingly on a charge to catch back up to Ulanger because he is getting away from Brothers V. Brothers V's rear tyres are still looking alright, front tyres slightly worn, but not too much of a problem for him. You can see there that, yeah, Ulanger now has slowed down slightly, serving a penalty that he got for track limit infringement, and now, once again, we've got Mako and Ulanger side by side. Charlie's now got a 4-second gap over these two. Make that these 3, as now Brothers V's pulled that gap back in just in the space of a few corners as they went side by side. Oh, that's very wide, right onto the grass, onto the inside, and just about makes the apex somehow, but hits the grass again. Mako on the inside, and Brothers V takes the position as well. Ulanger very slow out that corner, maybe trying to serve a penalty. And Samios has made a mistake. Where has Samios gone? Oh, this is a very weird crash. What's happened here? So he was right behind Noki. We caught that about 2 minutes ago. Just going into turn 1. Ooh, Noki's braked a little bit earlier than Sammy, and Sammy's hit the grass and the rear of Noki's car at the same time, and it's sent him spinning into that inside wall at turn 1. But if we go back into our battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th, after Ulanger made that mistake, that allowed Mako and Brothers V to fight for 3rd and 4th. You can't get much closer than that through that turn. Bradley gets a better run, but isn't going to be close enough to make a move to this hairpin. Might wait until the main straight to make an overtake, or maybe through turn 3 and turn 4. Into turn 1, and Bradley does not make a move. Not close enough it seems, but through turn 2 he's got a much better run, and Mako's got loose through turn 3. Bradley on the inside. No, Mako closes off. Mako goes to the inside. Bradley on the outside, and Bradley gets the move as Mako actually just lets him buy into turn 4. Not something I expected here. But now Bradley has that clear air. He's cleared those 2 drivers and will now close in on Charlie Fraser, hopefully. Ooh, very loose for Mako. Is that more contact? Oh yeah, we see some sliding cars. We see a car in the grass. Bradley pulls away. These 2 continue fighting it out. More oversteer out of the turn. Yulang will he overtake into turn 1? But he goes for the move side by side, and that's a great move from Yulang, very clear. But Mako will get the better run through turn 2. And now turn 3, and this is one of the great things about Interlagos, is how turn 1 to turn 4 provides such great racing action. And with the better run that Mako had, Yulang had to defend slightly, but then went back to the outside just before the braking zone, and he will stay clear into turn 5 and turn 6. If we just go further back, Alex Sinclair yet to make a pit stop, and he is on his own currently. He's about 10 seconds behind the pack ahead, and he's about 15 seconds ahead of Cyberstrike, who is now close to Samios. Pixtech has yet to make a pit stop and is in 9th place. And then Noki's had a poor lap recently. He's dropped down to 13th, dropped behind Cyber, Sammy and Pixtech. Now those drivers there are actually almost a lap down to our race leader Sigrid and Nico. Sigrid and Nico is a solid 20 seconds out of Charlie Fraser, and Charlie Fraser is actually in the pits. Meanwhile, so is Mako. So 28 laps more to go in this race. Soft tyres probably going to be used. 2-stop strategies maybe. And that's a pretty short pit stop. Not that much fuel put in, only 15 extra litres put in there for the Scottish driver. Mako having a much longer pit stop, maybe filling all the way up. So now Charlie hasn't got much fuel, but has got fresh softs and could really put in some quick laps, as the lower weight of less fuel will help him. And he has cleared Alex, which is actually quite crucial. So it is actually coming through that there was a team error and they had a fueling problem, and they couldn't add as much fuel as they wanted. They wanted to fill up the tank. They've only added 15 more litres. However, that has meant that he has stayed ahead of Alex Sinclair and is in clear air on fresh softs. So hope is not gone. This may work out in the end. Another thing that it may help with is the fastest lap. There are 2 bonus points today for the driver which gets the fastest lap of the race. And with little fuel and fresh softs, this is a great opportunity for him, even with that team error. Alex Sinclair yet to pit, he's in 5th. Meanwhile, Mako, who just pitted along with Charlie, he's actually cleared Sammy, which is pretty important because it was possible that Sammy would undercut them. However, with that incident at turn 1, that has really ruined his race. He is now ahead of Cyberstrike though. Let's just catch up with our race leader. He's 25 seconds ahead of Brothers V, both of which are on soft tyres. Let's just compare their fuel and tyres. So Brothers V, front tyres are getting a bit bad. He's setting his fastest lap of the race though with a 25.8 and has been setting 26s just after getting by Mako. He has about 35% of fuel. Sig, however, has about 20% of fuel. Tyres are about the same wear. So Brothers V won't have to refuel as much, will save a few seconds in the pit stop. Will it be 25 seconds? I very much doubt it. So this is looking like a pretty good win here for Sig in these early stages. Further back, Yulanger has really dropped off from Brothers V. It's not necessarily that Yulanger's been saying slow laps, it's been that Brothers V has been cutting quicker laps as he enters the pits to get rid of his medium tyres. Curious where he'd come out in relation to Mako. They put those fresh Bridgestones on, they put in the fuel. Where is Mako? Mako's on the main straight, but it's a very long pit exit, and I think Yulanger will come out behind the Hungarian. Will he come out behind Sammy as well? Oh, it's going to be tight. It might even be tight with the Lexus driver of Cyberstrike as we go on board with him. Where is Yulanger? There is Yulanger in 8th place. He is on fresh softs, but he doesn't have clean air. He's got Cyberstrike to deal with and Samios, both of which are on worn softs. He's on fresh softs and might not be able to make the most of it, especially if he runs wide like that. Might have picked up a small time penalty running wide. Alex Sinclair, he was actually pretty near Charlie after Charlie pitted, but Charlie's been setting some real barnstorming laps of 24.578. That is the fastest lap of the race so far, beating the personal best of Sigriz and Nico, who also set off 24 earlier on. Since then, he's been setting 25s and a 26.0, exceptional pace considering the tyre wear of his softs. Another 24 from Charlie. So this soft pace might allow him to beat Yulanger and Mako in this race, even with that even with that fueling mistake from his Honda pit crew. He will be putting another set of softs on later, and he will put more fuel into the car later. But with this clear air, it might really help him out, and we've got Yulanger just made a move there on Cyberstrike into turn 1. He's a really long way back, so maybe Cyberstrike let him by, or maybe a mistake. Oh, it's a big mistake from Cyber. It was so wide that the camera shot didn't even pick it up. But Cyberstrike so far has used the medium and the softs. And both of the drivers running very wide at turn 4 might pick up time penalties. And we can see that, yeah, both the drivers are now serving their time penalties, although not losing much time during it. Noki, who is in 10th place, is making his first pit stop of the race. He's had a few poor laps recently, 36, 37. He was having a great race early on there, fighting with Alex Sinclair. In the lead and soon to make a pit stop is Sigrezo Nico. Almost out of fuel, his soft tyres are really burning through, however his pace has been exceptional. Still faster than Brothers V, who has been setting 27s on similar sort of set of softs. Charlie Fraser about 10 seconds back, still setting really good lap times, and then Alex Sinclair yet to pit on mediums, and he has the most fuel of any driver so far. He's really been saving fuel here today at Interlagos. So he will go a long way through this race and then probably do a one stop with softs for the final 15 laps. Mako just behind Alex in 5th, with Sammy in 6th, Ulanger in 7th. So not doing quick enough laps on soft just yet, but he is now in clean air. And then Cyberstrike in 8th, Pixtecker in 9th, Noki, who just made his pit stop in 10th, being lapped by Mako there. And our race leader Sigurd Nico enters the pits for his first stop. Will it be his only stop? He will have to save some fuel in the second stint if he does do a one-stop race. But it depends what tyres he comes out on. But we will be waiting here for a long time, so let's just cut to another driver. Bradesby stays out, doing a 26.7. Certainly not bad lap times, but not to the quality of Sigurd Nico here today in Sao Paulo. And we can actually see there our championship rivals side by side, although one of them going slower in the pit lane. It's a 5-second lead therefore for Bradesby, but yet to make any sort of pit stop. So Alex and Mako are getting closer as Mako sets 25s on his softs. Ulanger in 8th has had a poor lap at 1:34. He'll be looking to improve later on this race. How is our race leader getting on? Bradley hits the grass and drifts around the hairpin, but he loses 2.5 seconds it seems, maybe even 3 seconds as Sigurd Nico. Ooh, and Charlie almost makes the same mistake, but it's Sigurd Nico who is now right on the back of Bradesby through turn 1. Bradesby missing that apex, sorry, through the final turn. Sig right on the back into turn 1, a great opportunity for him. As we approach lap 21 and the midpoint of this race. This could be some dive bomb. It's a great move by Sigurd Nico that he pulls off there on Brothers. Although Brothers gets a better run through turn 2. Bradesby does not go to the inside. Sig will take it, and now on fresh softs, surely Sig will pull away, as Brothers will have to make his first pit stop pretty soon. His fuel's running out. Meanwhile, Charlie Fraser, he has just pitted again, so he didn't have that much time on those soft tyres after a fueling problem. He's now on a 3rd set of softs, so he might be the only driver to a 3-stop race. He isn't in much clean air though. Well, he's got about a 5-second gap to Samios. He's got a lap car, but that's nothing to worry about. He's really got to push now on these fresh softs and then hope that on the final set of mediums that he can beat the likes of Mako and Ulanger. Ooh, just see there the lap car of Noki getting a little bit loose. Something we didn't keep an eye on was Alex and Mako. Mako were around the outside there going up the hill. Great move. Ooh, side-by-side contact. But Alex, I think, saving a little bit of fuel compared to Mako. So this was about a lap ago. So good move there from Mako. So let's just go back to the more recent footage. Mako setting 25s on softs. Alex still on mediums. He'll use the softs later on. Sammy on softs, but they are getting pretty worn, and his fuel is running down. He might go on to mediums in the next few laps. Charlie will now be hoping he can somehow make a accidental free-stop work. Although using soft tyres as much as he is will counter some of the sort of time lost with the fueling mistake. Cyberstrike in 7th, having a pretty good race, ahead of Yulonga for now, but he makes a pit stop, and that's his second pit stop of the race. Pixteca, about a lap down, just behind Alex on track, and then Noki in 10th, not too far behind Pixteca. I believe our closest battle on track is actually between the likes of the American driver of Samios and Alex Sinclair. We can see both of them in shot there, along with the lapped driver of Pixteca. You know, just coming out of the pits now is Cyberstrike. He's refilled his tank. He will go to the end on that tank. No need for him to refuel again. What tyres is he on? Is he on softs? Yep, seems like he is. Will he go the entire rest of the race on softs? I doubt it. He might do a free stop race, and that's very wide there for the British driver.